Today's video is going to be about weight gain and organ insulation. Obviously, when you recover, you have to gain weight. You can't just mentally recover. It doesn't work that way. A lot of people will want to try and make excuses and say, I wish I could just recover without actually gaining any weight. And can I not do this? Is it not possible for me to just recover and not put any weight? Well, no, of course not, because you lost weight because of the eating disorder. So if you want to reverse it, you're obviously going to have to gain weight as well. I mean, you're going to be very unhealthy for starters, but mentally you're not going to improve if you don't gain weight as well. When you first start gaining weight, most of the weight gain goes to like the midsection. And this can trigger like relapse in a lot of people because they think that their stomach's getting really fat and the rest isn't, but that's not the case. Like, it's trying to protect your vital organs in case of starvation again, and then after a while, when your body trusts that you're going to provide it with adequate nutrition on a day-to-day basis, then the weight will start redistributing around your body and it will even out more. But yes, at the beginning, a lot of the weight can fall around the midsection, around the stomach. That can be very triggering for a lot of people, and as I said, it can cause relapse, but you have to be aware that it does redistribute, and it's not just going to be just around there, and you will even out eventually. As I said, weight gain is necessary if you're underweight, if you've lost weight due to the eating disorder. That is going to have to happen. If you're underweight, your cognitive abilities will have been impaired. If you're underweight for your body, your cognitive abilities will be impaired, and you won't be able to think properly, make the right decisions for yourself all of the time, and you're going to be very overrun with eating disorder thought patterns. And when you put the weight back on, you start to be able to make clearer decisions and to think better, and your perception becomes more realistic rather than the perception of the eating disorder. Weight gain can be gradual, it can be very quick, but either way, eventually, if you continue with the recovery process, your mind will catch up with that weight gain. For me personally, I put on weight quite slowly, and I kind of got used to, I kind of hated the weight gain that every time I put on like a few pounds, I'd hate it. I stayed around that weight for a while, then I become more used to it. Then I put on more, hate it again, then become more used to it, and then put on more. And I didn't do that on purpose. I gained weight quite steadily, but it did help my mind to like catch up. But the thing is, if you're actually going to provide your body with adequate intake, some people do put on weight very quickly, and some people also overshoot as well. Overshooting is when you put on more weight than actually what your natural body weight will be. Some people can overshoot their natural body weight by quite a bit, but they will taper back down. I do have a friend that did that. She reached a BMI of, I think, 25 or 26 or something. Maybe it was even higher, I can't remember. But then within a few months, and as her body started to trust her again and her metabolism sped up, and her body knew that she was going to be providing it with adequate nutrition, the weight then tapered down to her BMI of 22, 23, which is a very healthy, slim weight. And that can also be very scary for people because they can get to a weight that they haven't been to beforehand. But if you have a look at your family, or if you were an adult before the restriction started, then you can look at the weight that you were pre-eating disorder, and that's kind of the weight that you're going to fall in if you weren't restricting at that time. And with families as well, you know, if you look at the way their weight falls, that's kind of what you'll be like as well. So yeah, overshooting, very triggering, but sometimes necessary for some people, especially as it does help with like repairs as well. As I said, not everybody overshoots. A lot of people put on weight steadily and just go to their natural healthy body weight, which is what I did. It is very scary, like gaining weight. I mean, that's obviously, you've spent so much time losing it and now you're having to put it back on again, which is the one thing you were trying to fight against before. But it does get easier. At the beginning, when you think about the weight that you could gain and how much you are going to have to gain, it's very, very daunting. But as you start to gain it, you do get used to it, especially as your mind gets clearer and you start to fight against the eating disorder behaviours and challenge the rules and routines that it's made for you. And you do start to actually like your body more than you did at a lowest weight, most likely. I can't say that I love my body, but I don't hate it with the intensity that I did when I was at my lowest weight. I think that's the thing that people forget, is the more weight they lose, the more they actually end up hating their body, which is a strange thing to think, but that does happen. It always happens, and the trap you fall into is thinking that it's going to make you happier, but actually it makes you a lot more miserable. So the weight gain is always going to be a positive, and you might not see it as a positive now, but it will improve your life. It will help you in recovery. Obviously, it's a huge part of recovery, and it is very, very necessary. Of course, it's going to be scary, but the fear will dissipate as you gain the weight. And once you get like more accommodated to the way that your body looks. If your eating disorder started because of the way your body looked in the first place, maybe not to do with weight, but maybe to do with being a woman, kind of curves and stuff like that, you may have to address the issues that caused that dislike of womanliness with a therapist or a psychiatrist, to overcome those issues so that you can be at peace with your body as it is as a woman. So I think I've covered everything that I thought about. If anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to write them in a comment and I'll answer them in my next video.